Okay, third question. F of x by y is equal to f of x by f of y. For all x and y where y is not 0 and f of y is also not 0. Okay. Actually, we can guess easily what is the function. Anybody want to guess what is the function? F of x by y equal to f of x by f of y. Do you know any such f of x?
E power x divided by.
No. I did not say f of x minus f of y or minus here. E power x by y. Is it e power x by e power y? No, right?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm only asking to guess. I'm not even asking the proof.
X, sir.
F of x equal to x. Any other function? Kx is not okay, right? You cannot take 2x or 3x because you'll get 1 here, you will not get. What about x square? X cube, x power 4, any x power. Okay, x power anything is okay. Okay, so this implies f of x is equal to x power n, and n can be even, need not be even natural number, it can be any other number. But to decide that n, they gave f dash 1 equal to 2. But one may ask, apart from guessing, is there any way? Yeah. All the functional equations, without guessing also there is a way which we can study in differential, but I can give a hint. Let me try to come or not. I'm going to bring this y here. F of y into f of x by y equal to f of x. In fact, if I call this is a, this is b, this is ab. I can even write this as f of a and 2 f of b equal to f of ab. Or f of xy is f of x into f of y. So apart from the guessing, what is f dash x definition? Limit h tends to 0. F of x plus h minus f of x by h. This is a definition. Okay, let me see if I can do something. Here I am going to take x common. I am going to get 1 plus h by x minus f of x by h. F of ab, I can write f of a into f of b. So this I can split it as f of x into f of 1 plus h by x based on this formula minus f of x by h. This is the first principle definition. If we take f of x common, we will get limit h tends to 0. F of 1 plus h by x minus 1 by h. Now what I am going to do, I am going to divide with x here and multiply with x here. Can anybody tell what will happen to this? Limit h tends to 0. 1 plus h by x minus 1 by h. If you want, you can write h by x tends to 0 also. Because if h is becoming 0, h by x also will tend to 0. What is this whole thing will be? Anybody?
F dash of h by x.
It is f dash 1. What is f dash a formula? Limit t tends to 0, f of a plus t minus f of a by t. Of course, one may say 1. What will you write with 1? In the question, nothing is given. A 1 is actually f of 1 only. How? Maybe I did not tell that explicitly. You put a equal to 1, b equal to 1, what will happen? We will get f of 1 whole square equal to f of 1. Okay? When you put a equal to b equal to 1, we will get f of 1 whole square equal to f of 1. We'll get f of 1 equal to 0 or 1. I cannot take f of 1 as 0 because if f of 1 is 0, f of x is always 0 because you put only b equal to 1, it will be 0, whole thing will be 0. So in this case, you'll get f of x equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. Then you cannot talk about it is okay here, nothing wrong, it's always 0. But f of x by y, it is not okay because 0 by 0 will not be defined. So we'll take f of x, okay. Or maybe some of you could not answer because this 1 here, but this 1 is actually equal to f of 1. Okay, now you can see it is f of a plus t by t tends to 0, it is f dash 1. You're able to see it is f dash 1 now? Yes. So this will be f of x into f dash 1 into 1 by x. But okay, what is f dash 1? I'll call it as some k. I know what is k, but I'll talk about later. Bring that f of x down. I'll be getting f dash x by f of x. F dash 1 I'll call some k by x. When I integrate on both sides with the dx, of course, here is log f of x, and this is equal to k log x. Okay, plus some c. Of course, c will be 0 because f of 1 is 1 and log 1 is 0. So when you put x equal to 1, you'll understand c is 0. Once c is removed, you can bring this k here, cancel log. You'll get f of x equal to x power k. So apart from the guessing that f of x is x or x square or x cube, we could thoroughly prove that f of x must be in the form of x power k. What is that k to find? They gave f dash 1 is 2. So in the place of k, you have to put 2, it is x square actually. Okay. Even if you from here, if you find f dash x, it is n into x power n minus 1. F dash 1 equal to 2 implies n equal to 2. So from that, you will get f of x equal to x square. So we can understand f of x must be in the form of x power n, and that n must be 2 based on f dash 1 is 2. But that is only purely by guessing. Apart from guessing, we can properly prove that f dash x must be in the form of x power k, which is equal to x power x square right now because since k equal to 2. All right. We're not yet completed. We just talked about this kind of functional equations, how to solve. I'll also tell slightly different method for solving this, which is based on partial fractions, but almost similar. We'll see. Okay, please copy this, and if any doubt, you ask me, and we're not yet completed the question. So KVPY class will be there every day at 3:25. I don't have to every day send message either putting it or canceling it. The same Zoom ID link I'll send once again today if you want, but you can save it. I think there is some messages can be starred, I think, so that when you delete also they will not go. Okay, I'm going to erase this whole thing. Okay. Another method for doing this kind of functional equations to identify the function without guessing is we can use partial differentiation. Actually, this is a multivariable calculus we'll be studying in engineering, but we can use it. Earlier in intermediate, it used to be there partial differentiation, but I think from 2013 or so they removed it. It is never there for mains and advanced. F of x equal to f of x into f of y. I want to find what is the function. I want to do partial differentiation, okay, with respect to x. When I do with respect to x, I have to assume y is constant, okay. When in your mind you have to imagine y is a constant and start differentiating with respect to x. For example, f of 7x, what is the derivative will be normally? Anybody?
F dash x.
F dash 7x into 7. Like that, f of xy, if y is a constant, what is the derivative will be? Yes, what is f of xy's derivative with respect to x,
F
assuming y is
dash
constant?
xy into y.
F dash xy into y. Y is just like 7 only for us, right? Okay. So I'm going to write this as f dash xy into derivative of that is y. And here whole f of y is a constant. It's like k f of x. So it will be f of y into derivative f of x is f dash x. Okay, now I'm going to put y equal to 1. I can also put x equal to 1 also. Okay, let us put x equal to 1. I'll get f dash y into y equal to f of y into f dash 1. F dash 1 is some constant k. I bring the f of y down. We got f dash y by f of y is equal to f dash 1 by y, which is some k by. Same step that we got by first principle. Just now we're done. We got same step only. Again, we'll integrate here. And for this is a derivative. So integral is log f of y. For this integral is k log y plus c, and c is 0 I mentioned because f of 1 is 1. And now we'll put k up and remove the log. We'll get f of y is equal to y power k. Similarly, f of x will be x power k. And that k is f dash 1. Okay. So what to do by first principle and what to do here is same. There's not much of a difference. So you can use first principle or you can use partial differentiation. I differentiated here partial derivative with respect to x. You can also do partial differentiation with respect to y also, not a problem. Ultimately same answer will come. So this is method 2 for finding the function and functional equations given. I would have told this in differential equation because this is a differential equation, but such a simple differential equation you are using in physics also in many places, so you'll be able to follow. Okay, please write this so that it will be for future reference. Okay, from here to here I can write differentiate with respect to x, assuming y is constant. Okay, I think after that the question is quite easy. So y equal to x square is one curve for you, and x square plus y square equal to another curve. They want smaller area included by them. So I have a circle and I have a parabola. There are two areas. I have to find the smaller area. Okay, so let me try to find this point of intersection. This is 1, comma 1. This is minus 1, comma 1. I have to find this area. I can take this sector, which is 90 degrees here, plus this area, this area, this area, this area. All three together they want. I just drawing like this because I don't want to do integration. I want to do directly. I said whenever parabola is there and a line is there like this, I said this area is 1/6 of this rectangle because 2/3 minus half. Okay, in the shortcut right side. Okay. So directly this is pi r square by 4. So pi into 2 by 4. This is directly 1/6 of the rectangle, which is 1 into 1. This is also 1/6 of rectangle. So we got 1/6 plus pi by 2 plus 1/6. This is pi by 2 plus 1 by 3. And then they want integer part of this. Anyway, I can write 3 pi plus 2 by 6, or directly I can simplify it. Okay. So this is by 6. This is pi is approximately 3.14 into 3 is 4.12. No, sorry, 3.14. If you multiply 3, 9.42, 11.42. Whatever it is a little less than 2, but more than 1. Anything between 1 and 2, the integer part is 1. That's it. So this is the area and the integer part of A is 1. Is it all right? Third one? No. Okay. Somebody wants to do integration, you can do integral minus 1 to 1, upper curve minus lower curve, we'll do it, we'll get it. Not a problem. Somebody wants, you can write integral minus 1 to 1, square root of 2 minus x square minus x square dx, which is 2 times 0 to 1, square root of 2 minus x square dx. Simplify that, you will get same set answer. Okay, those who completed, please try read fifth question and try to understand. All right. Okay, fifth question. The area bounded by the circle, the parabola, and some curve. Let us look at that curve first. Sine square x by 4 plus cos x by 4. Sine square I can write 1 minus cos square x by 4 plus cos x by 4. Okay, if I take minus common, it is cos square x by 4 minus cos x by 4 minus 1. This is cos x by 4 minus of whole square. For that I have to add 1 by 4 minus 5 by 4. Okay, so I got finally it is 5 by 4 minus cos x by 4 minus half whole square. Okay, only cos x by 4 minus cos x by 4 belongs to minus 1 to 1. Cos x by 4 minus half belongs to minus 3 by 2 to 1 by 2. Okay, when you square it, cos x by 4 minus 1 by 2 whole square. It is not that we'll write this square and this square. In between 0 is there. Minimum will be 0. Maximum is square of not this but this one, which is 9 by 4. And if I take 5 by 4 minus this, okay, 5 by 4 minus cos x by 4 minus half whole square, that will be 5 by 4 minus 9 by 4 minus 1 to 5 by 4. Okay, so integer part can be minus 1 or 0. Two cases are there. Okay, let us look at the figure. This has two parts, integer part. Integer part of 5 by 4 minus cos x by 4 minus half whole square belongs to minus 1 and 1, only two numbers, minus 1 and 0. Okay, without all that, coming to the other part, I have a circle x square plus y square equal to 4. And x square plus x plus 1 is at minus 1, it is 1. At 0 also it is 1. At minus half, it has minimum 3 by 4. This is the graph. Anyway, our domain is only between minus 2 to 2. Okay, so between minus 2 to 2 or between 0 to 2, this is an even function first of all. So between 0 to 2, I want to observe it. So I don't know this full range, I guess. I want only between 0 to 2, what will happen. At 0, what is the value of this 1? At 0, its value is 1. If I take little more than 0, this is increasing, this is decreasing, what happens to the total? For that, I can find derivative. Just a minute. I'm going to take this as 1 minus t square plus t. I differentiate 1 minus 2t. So I take number line 1 by 2, anything more than 1 by 2 negative, here positive. So if my values are more than 1 by 2 for cos, it is a decreasing function. So it's a decreasing. So right now at 0 it is 1. as cos is decreasing, it will be increasing. Then if I look at only this parabola graph, I want to know, not exactly this, but pi by 4 minus t minus half whole square, or coming to this 1 minus t square plus 2, that is better. If I take cos x by 4 as t, it is 1 minus t square plus t. What is the graph of that? Downward parabola, at 0 it is 1, at 1 also it is 1. It will be like this. This is 0, this is 1 by 2, and this is 1. So as long as my cos values are between 1 and 1 by 2, okay. So at 0, cos x value is 1, and slowly cos values are decreasing. So cos values are coming like this, and these values are increasing. So it is increasing. At 1 by 2, it has maximum. So it is step 1 only I should draw. Till again I come back to this. When is cos x by 4 0? Next time when x by 4 is pi by 2 and x is 2 pi. Oh, lot of values are there. I think all this discussion is not so important for me. Okay, I'm going to remove all that. I want to show when x by 4 is between 0 to pi by 2. So when x belongs to 0 to 2 pi, x by 4 belongs to 0 to pi by 2. Cos x by 4 belongs to 0 to 1. When cos is between 0 to 1, when you look at this graph, between 0 to 1, the values are this. What are those values? All are more than 1 only. Okay. 1 minus cos x by 4 whole square plus cos x by 4 belongs to open 1, depending on you take closed here or open here. So let me take closed, let us see. Closed 0 to 2 pi. Closed 0 to 1. The values are closed 1 to 5 by 4. Then integer part of 1 minus cos x by 4 whole square plus cos x by 4 is always 1. So you don't have to worry about that integer part of sign and all that. It is always constant 1. So where is that 1 also? I have to notice. 1 is this one. Okay, this is that line. This is y equal to 1 line. Right side, left side same, because even here also cos values are positive only between 0 to 1. Okay, now what is that they want then? Yeah, so let us forget about x-axis and y-axis. I have a circle, I have a parabola, and I have a line. What is the area bounded by all the three? It is this area. Of course, somebody can say this, somebody can say this, somebody can say this whole thing also. Oh, and x-axis also. They mentioned about x-axis. So if I talk about x-axis also, what is the area bounded by all of them? All four. I think it is this one and this one. Am I right? Are you able to follow everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think they're asking this and this. And of course, it's not even touching. So I think I should talk about all this. This is 0 and this is no value is not 0 for the parabola. Okay, so let us see what we can. Okay, so how should I find this area? So better to find this whole strip and remove this parabola part. That is easier, right? How will you find this whole strip? I am going to join like this and join like this. I'll try to manage without integration. Okay. So this whole strip that I'm talking about is one triangle, one sector, and another sector. Right? Okay. What is this angle? This height is 1 and this radius is 2. Is it 2? Yes. So height is 1. So this is 30 degrees. So this is a sector of 30 degrees. This is another sector of 30 degrees. Okay. So 2 times pi r square into 30 by 360. 2 sectors. Plus, what about this triangle? This base, I have to know this x coordinate. It will be root 3 comma 1. Yes. So this length is 2 root 3. This height is 1. So area of the triangle is half into 2 root 3 into 1. This triangle. Minus, I have to remove this parabola. That will be 2/3 of a small rectangle there. Okay. So 2/3 of, what is that rectangle? This is 0 and this is -1. So this width is 1. What about this height? It is 1 by 4 because this is 1 and this is 3 by 4. That gap is 1 by 4. So 2/3 of 1 into 1 by 4. So this is 1 by 12. R square is 4. Okay. 4 means if you cancel it will be 3. 2 pi by 3. This is exactly root 3. This is 1 by 6. So very neatly we got answer as root 3 is there, 2 pi by 3, 1 by kk is 6. That's it. Okay. So main part is understanding that this one, for anything between -2 to 2, the value of this lies between 1 and 5 by 4. This part. This is 0 comma 1. This is 1 comma 1. This point is 1 comma 5 by 4. For all the numbers between 1 and 5 by 4, integer part is 1. So then forget about this. Just draw y equal to 1 line. And we drawn parabola and circle. Understand that they want this whole area. That is, we have x-axis, that y equal to 1 line and a parabola. We want this whole area. Okay, that I said we find this whole strip and remove the parabola. Without using integration, this whole strip is one triangle plus one sector plus another sector. How to find this parabola without integration is you construct one rectangle containing that, it will be 2/3 of that. All right, is it okay? Fifth question.
Okay, sir.
Nice. All right, so I'm going to erase this whole thing. Okay, seventh is relatively easier. X belongs to closed interval 1 to 5, and they want integer part of x equal to integer part of y whole square. So if you take integer part of x and integer part of y, this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only these values. Of course, 5 is only at one point. Whenever it is 1, integer part of y can be plus or minus 1, because integer part of y equal to plus or minus integer part of x when you place square. This will be plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 5. Okay. Apart from this table, if somebody asks you integer part of x is 7 and integer part of y equal to 3, where is the region satisfying this? Integer part of x is 7, integer part of y is 3. It is actually a square. Let us see what is that. You take any x value between 7 and 8, any y value between 3 and 4. That whole square is the region satisfying this, because integer part of x is 7 means x is closed interval 7 to open interval 8. Integer part of y is 3 means it is closed interval 3 to open interval 4. So it can, this whole region, you take any point inside the square, x coordinate is between 7 and 8, y coordinate is between 3 and 4, it will satisfy this, right? So for that matter, let them give any number, let them give 10 here, 2 here. It will be some other square where x is between 10 to 11, y is between 1 to 2, right? So this actually gives 2 squares, 2 squares, 2 squares, 2 squares, 2 squares. No, this doesn't give any square, because we'll get a thin line, I'll show you. Because x coordinate is not from 5 to 6, only 5. So I think answer is 8 straight away, I can tell. If you look at the graph, coming to this, integer part of x is 1 and integer part of y is 1 or minus 1. Where is that figure is? Leave one unit and the next one. If I take this, where x is between 1 to 2, y is also between 1 to 2, then integer part of x is 1, integer part of y is 1. If you want integer part of y to be minus 1, it is between 0 and minus 1. So it is this square also. This is 1, this is 2, this is minus 1. So integer part of x is 1, integer part of y is 1 is this square, other one is this square. Coming to 2, you take between 2 to 3, it is this square here, and here it is this square, which is between minus 1 and minus 2. Okay, integer part of x is 2, integer part of y is 2 or minus 2. Next one will be next square, 3 to 4, here minus 2 to minus 3. Next 4, we'll get one more square, between 4 to 5, here minus 3 to minus 4, this region, this region. But x coordinate 5 is not 5 to 6, only 5. I'll get only one line here and one line here. Line doesn't have any area. So if they would have given up to 6, then would have got open 6 or something, would have got something. Okay. So I got this is 1 unit area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So area is equal to 8. All of you are able to follow this?
Yes.
Okay. Others, just read 9th question, think about it. Okay. 9th question. X power 6 minus x square plus y square is less than or equal to 0. I can send these to that side. Y square should be less than or equal to x square minus x power 6. Because this is positive and this is positive, more than that, this also should be positive. So first of all, x square minus x power 6 should be greater than or equal to 0. If I take x square common, 1 minus x power 4 should be greater than or equal to. This anyway always positive, so this should be. So we'll get 1 minus x power 4 greater than or equal to 0. X power 4 minus 1 less than or equal to 0. That is again x square minus 1 into x square plus 1 less than or equal to 0. That is also positive. X square minus 1 less than or equal to 0. So x belongs to closed interval minus 1 to 1. If you can say directly, we want x power 6 should be less than x square. It can happen only between 0 to 1 or minus 1 to 1. Okay. So this one, when x is more than 1, it will be negative. Y square cannot be less than that. When x is less than minus 1, also will be negative. Y square cannot be less than that. How about the graph? This one, at 0, it is 0. At 1, it is 0. At minus 1, it is 0. So this one, at 0, it is 0. At 1, it is 0. In between goes to some higher value, come back. Less than, we'll see later. When you want equal to, it is again somewhat like your dumbbell shape, p orbital or something. Why? If you replace x with minus x, no change. So the graph is symmetrical about x-axis, y-axis. Replace y with minus y, no change. So the graph is symmetrical about x-axis. And within first quadrant, if I draw the graph, I can find mirror image and then mirror image. At 0, it is 0. At 1, it is 0. In between, it goes to some higher value and comes back. So this is the graph. Okay. So now better I'll find only this and multiply 4 times. And less than means the inside region. They want this whole thing. So area will be 4 times integral 0 to 1 square root of x square minus x power 60. Just think about this integral, and also I'll come back. I'll take 3 to 4 minutes. So please do some work. Okay, anybody want to give an idea how to find this integral?
We'll take x square common inside the root and we'll write it as x into root over 1 minus x power 4.
Yes.
We'll take x square is equal to t.
Okay. Then you'll get a root 1 minus t square and you know its integral. Okay, that's good. So you can take x square as t and take this common, first of all, you'll get 0 to 1 root 1 minus x power 4 x dx. So 4 integral limits may not change. You'll get root 1 minus t square, and x dx will be dt by 2. Okay, so it is 2, and root 1 minus t square integral is t root 1 minus t square by 2 plus 1 by 2 sine inverse t with 0 to 1. So when I put 1 also it is 0, when I put 0 also it is 0, and coming to this, when I put 1 it is pi by 2. So half into pi by 2. So finally it is pi by 2. You can also take x as sine theta if somebody wants. Oh no, x square as sine theta. Almost same. Now what they want, the least integer which is greater than or equal to. It is not the greatest integer. Okay. Greater than this, many integers are there, among them the least integer. So it is around 1.57. More than that, the integers are 2, 3, 4, 5. Among them, the least is 2. It is not greatest integer function. Okay, so answer is 2, right? Yeah. Okay, so now I have to discuss your doubts. Anybody tried areas, single answer questions at least in advanced material?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
sir.
good. Okay, anybody want to ask up to 8 even numbers? Any doubt in single answer? Total single answer, even numbers. Anybody want to ask any doubt?
Sir, 10th one, sir.
10th one, okay.
Sir, sixth one.
6th one also, okay. After finishing 10th, I'll come back there. 1 plus root x, the graph is, it starts with 1 and goes like this. This is 1 plus root x. 2 by root x is a decreasing function, and at 0 it is infinity, and some function here. Okay, this is a graph of 2 by root x for positive values. Y equal to x by 4 is a straight line. So what is this point? I think when root x is 1, both are equal, so x is 1. So this point is 1 comma 2. This point is 0 comma 1. Y equal to x by 4 is a line a little down like this, and this is 1 plus root x, y equal to x by 4. I can find this point of intersection and that point of intersection if necessary. This point of intersection may be necessary. So when I equate these two, I'll get x power 3 by 2 is equal to 8. Root x is 2, x is 4. So this point is 4 comma 1. The area of the region in first quadrant bounded by y-axis and all these 4. So I'm sure they're asking. Anyway, these 2 points are the same level. Not so important, but they happen to be the same level. So I want this area, this area. So if you want to do upper curve minus lower curve, okay. If you want to do upper curve minus lower curve, you have to break the integral at 1. Even if you want to do right curve minus left curve, from here to here, you have to do this minus this. From here to here, you have to do this minus this. Anyway, you have to break. or I'm going to find three regions. I'm going to find this triangle separate, this piece separate, this curve separate. Okay. This area is a simple triangle with height 1 and width 4. So off into base is 4 and height is 1. This area is area under the parabola with this vertex only, tangent vertex. So 2/3 of this rectangle. Width is 1, height is 2. So it is 2/3 of 1 into 2. Although you can do integration also. Of course, this I have to do by integration. So only this will be integral 1 to 4. Upper curve is 2 by root x minus lower curve is y equal to 1 here. Okay, y equal to minus 1 dx. So that I have to simplify and add all the three. Okay, so this is 1/3. This is 2. This let me find integral 1, integrate directly. 2 by root x integral will be 4 root x minus x equal to 1 to 4. When I put 4, it is 8 minus 4. When I put 1, it is 4 minus 1. This is 4, this is 3. Finally, it is 1 unit. So 3 plus 1 by 3 is 10 by 3. Something wrong? Yeah, this height is not 2, height is 1 only. Width is 1 and height is also 1. Okay, so this will be 2 by 3. Then 3, 9, 11 by 3 is there? Yes, this is 11 by 3. You can also do by integration. I avoided integration for these two parts. So 10 to 1, yes. Okay, somebody is asking 6 to 1. Y square equal to 4 plus x is a parabola and x plus 2y equal to 4. What is the figure? This is a horizontal parabola with vertex minus 4, 0 and opening towards right. So it will be like this. Minus 4, 0. This is x-intercept 4 and y-intercept 2. And this is also exactly 2 maybe. Yes, so this line down, it intersects somewhere. Okay. You may not be able to see this picture, but it intersects somewhere down there. So basically it is like this. What is this point? 0, 2. What is this point? I have to solve. I can eliminate x and write x as 4 minus 2y, so it will be 8 minus 2y. Y square equal to 8 minus 2y, y square plus 2y minus 8 equal to 0, plus 4 minus 2, so y plus 4 into y minus 2 equal to 0, so y equal to 2 or minus 4. So here y coordinate is minus 4 and 16, x coordinate is 12. Here instead of doing upper minus lower, better is right minus left with the y limit. So when I do integration, it will be minus 4 to 2. Right curve, what is x in terms of y is 4 minus 2. Minus what is the left curve x in terms of y is y square minus 4 d. So integral minus 4 to 2. 4 plus 4 is 8 minus 2y minus y square dy. You can integrate it. Otherwise, I always said these two numbers will be the roots. Okay, so 10th question is clear, right? Whoever has doubt, 10th one.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Okay, so this you can do integration. I just want to do one thing. If I take y equal to 8 minus 2x minus x square, it's like this, where these numbers are minus 4 and 2. Basically, I want this area, that is this, where this is the average of these two, which is minus 1. And when I put minus 1, this is 3, this is 3, so it will be 9. So it will be minus 1, 9. So this is 6 and this is 9. It will be 2/3 of the rectangle whose width is 6 and height is 9. Okay, so 3 and 3 will cancel to 36 or something. Otherwise, just do integration. Yes. Anything else in single answer, even numbers, anybody? Okay, whoever asked doubt about 6-1, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, right. So other doubts we'll discuss tomorrow. Please try to complete the areas whole thing by tomorrow. I'm also going to discuss fundamental theorem. One separate topic is there in advanced material. In mains material, it is there in definite integrals only as Leibniz theorem. Basically, how to differentiate a definite integral when the limits are functions of x. This is function of t, and these are function of x. That we'll discuss tomorrow.